In this presentation, I will explain or give you a brief overview on a great online tool called Prezi. Prezi is an online tool that allows you to pan and zoom in on various content, including text, pictures, PDFs, and other items you might want to embed into your presentation. It also has a great feature where you can allow up to 10 other people to edit the same presentation at the same time. So first of all, go to www.prezi.com as you see here, and you'll want to sign up here in the top left corner. Now I've already signed up, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. Once you log in, you might get a little tutorial right away, but as you can see here, all I need to do is select New Prezi, and then you'll give it a title. So let's say, for example, Energy Resources is my title. Once you give it a title and description, click New Prezi. It will ask you to decide how you want to design. If you want to just start blank or choose one of these templates that are already available to you. If you're brand new, I would suggest using one of these. So for example, if you're doing a unit of study with students, you can select Understand a Topic. You can always preview it, and then if you just want to use it, you can click Start Editing. As you can see, by default, this basically is assuming I'm wanting 3 areas to talk about in my discussion, and then a conclusion. So let's start with that, and then I'll show you how to use the various other tools. So in this presentation, I'll select where it says Understand a Topic. Notice when you first select that, you get this little tool. The hand will allow you to move it around, that title. The plus sign makes it larger and the minus sign makes it smaller. And then you can click on the edges and you can turn that text in a different orientation or rotation. The pencil allows you to then edit that text. So I can add my title. Notice down here there's 3 types of text that you can choose from. So if I can choose it is a title or this type of body, whichever one you want. You can choose an alignment, turn on bullets and colors if you like, and then down here in the bottom right corner you can always adjust the size of that text area if necessary. Then I'll select OK, and you place that where you like it. Now I would just continue to do that with all of these areas. So for example, if I click on subject 1 here, I click the pencil and I can revise. Whoops, that's alright, and just backspace here or delete what's there and type in the various terms that you want to put in there. Again, click the pencil again. And notice the fine print down below. So if you wanted to elaborate on coal and how it's used and why it's a valuable resource, for example, you just simply zoom in, you click on important or is important or whatever's there and type whatever you need to. You can always zoom out using these tools over here on the right, zoom in or zoom out, or just simply click, there we go. You can always click home as well. So you can kind of see how you go in and you edit your text there. And now what I want to do is go in and add some other details to this presentation. For example, there may be 4 or 5 other sections that you need or text areas. So one of the first things you might want to do is go up to Frame, and this is basically a frame for the text area. So if you wanted to continue with these brackets, you could select that and then you just draw that bracket, and you can see now I have a bracket that I can use. I can just double click and start typing in there. If it's too large, you can simply click the arrow again, and you can move it in place. So that's using a frame. Then you have, we're going to look over here at colors and fonts. Maybe you don't like the colors and fonts they used automatically, and you can simply select some other colors and fonts. You can click the arrow to return to the other tools. We'll come back to path in a minute. I'm going to insert, and notice you can insert a file. So for example, I click on a file, and let's say I want this icon, for example. I can select that, and you can see it's uploading that file. And then again, I can make that larger or smaller and move that in place. The next item there is drawing. There's various drawings that you can insert. So maybe you're trying to illustrate something using a pyramid. You could select that, and again it drops it into a text area for which you can manipulate, and maybe you want that to be a little smaller. And notice what it does pull it apart in different sections, so you have to be careful. You can see I messed up, so I'm going to click the arrows, and I can always undo and try that again. So again, insert, shape. Let's say for example I want to get the clouds. I click choose, and then now that I have that, I'm going to very carefully change that, and I can grab the edges and I can move that in and make that smaller and so forth. So whatever shapes you need, you could put those in there too. Next, we can't do YouTube here at school, so we're going to skip that. You can always do an image. I did that under file, but you can also do it here. And if you needed to search, so let's say you typed in the word coal and you're looking for, well, there's a coal train, and you could see a list of different pictures that are listed here. And let's say that's what you wanted, and you're actually putting in that picture uploaded from a website. There it goes. Okay, I'm going to make that a little smaller and move it down here. And then finally you have shapes, where you can insert different shapes if you like, and again make them larger or smaller as needed. Now that I've put together my presentation, one of the last things you want to do is set the path. The path is the in what order it presents the different things on your screen. So for example, this might be the first view I want students to see, and then I want them to zoom in to maybe text that's below it, and then go over to coal, and then solar, and then natural gas, and so forth. So you select path, and notice it may already have a path set up for you, so you may want to delete that and then start a new one. So this is the very first screen I want people to see, so I select capture view, and it captures that. Notice down here it kind of gives me a slide, and then I'm going to click on the areas where I want it to kind of zoom in. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to click on coal, and then maybe the subtitle, and then solar, and maybe I want to go to coal over here, and then natural gas over here to the email icon, and so forth and so forth. So you get the idea. If you ever mess up, you can always move these around to a different location and adjust those. So let's pretend that we're done and we want to preview it. Notice in the bottom right corner I can select show. This is how it starts. I click the arrow and it zooms in, and then it zooms in closer, and it just continues on based on the path that I set. So you can see how this is a good way to present information to your students, and you can zoom in on certain features that you want them to see. Now you can always select full screen there, so if you don't want to see any of the toolbars, and of course you can press End to end your show. Now, two last minute things. Notice under meeting up here at the top, you can start your online presentation, If you select that, this is the same thing we just went to. However, it provides the web address that you can copy and email or share with other people. Notice this URL expires in 10 minutes after you close the Prezi, and up to 10 users can work together on the Prezi at the same time. Also, under meeting is the invite to edit. You can send out this web address to up to 10 people. So if you have group projects, for example, your students can all work on that same Prezi together. So anyway, I know that's kind of a lengthy introduction, but hopefully you have a good idea of how to use Prezi, this great online tool.